Hi everyone, this is Garrison for Iron Kingdoms at War, and I'm here to bring you another figure feature. This time a Warlock and a solo for Trollbloods. And those of you who are veteran Hordes players already recognize these two. This of course is Grim Angus, who is a Trollblood Warlock extraordinaire. And this is Janissa Stonetide, a very useful toolbox solo for the faction. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about these two. Let's start with Grim Angus. Grim Angus was a lot of fun to paint. Talk about painting first. Really enjoyed just the whole kind of leather and bronzy scheme on this guy. I emulated a lot of the studio model when deciding how to go about him, so you'll see a lot of that there. With the Trollblood albino skin, I didn't go quite as white as they do in the studio model. I actually did a little light glaze, a slight light wash of a purple, like a violet, that kind of seeped into the crevices of his skin, just to give him a little color in his skin. I know the magic users are supposed to be fairly albino, but I don't like them quite as white as the studio models. I still want to be a little bluish, a little colorful, because they are all Trollbloods, and you'll notice that also with my Janissa. She's not the dark blue of the regular trolls, but you know, she's still lighter, like an albino, like a magic user. So one thing I was happy with on Grim here is I've been working on wood grains for a while, and I'm pretty happy with how that wood grain came out on his gun there. In fact, his gun, you know, the headhunter, right, and the which is a neat weapon, and you know, just going around to the back here, a lot of leather and browns and so forth, and on his backpack and so forth and so on. He's got his elixir down here. Typical brown wash over a bootstrap leather, right, for his coat. You know, I like that combination. And yeah, so he's pretty much, that's him. What I really like about Grim Angus as a warlock, as far as his game abilities, is that he's obviously a ranged specialist. I mean, you can look at the figure and see that he's a ranged specialist, but he brings neat spells to the game, like Lock on Target and Marked for Death, that really you know, give an advantage to a ranged player, and that's more my style. I'm more of a ranged guy, so he's my caster of choice. I like Madrick Ironhide, who comes in the battle box. Very good, but Grim Angus is going to be my main warlock when I play Trollbloods. So you can notice the tartan down there. Let me see if I can get in there close. Right down there. And the bits and bobs hanging on his belt and so forth and so on. A couple of what looks like grenades. So yeah, he's a lot of fun to paint. Let's talk about my solo, which is Janissa Stonetide. Move her in here for a second. Janissa is a really neat figure. I love the idea that, you know, the idea of her raising her hand, I believe, with this pose is that she controls stone, and she can make like rock walls erupt from the ground and so forth and so on. So, in fact, she has 3 spells that she can cast as a character solo. She can cast Rock Hammer, Tectonic Shift, and Wall of Stone. And with Wall of Stone, she can basically make cover appear, make a rock wall appear, which is why I just crafted from styrofoam and some texturing material, sand and kitty litter, this rock wall. So the idea is that she can make that appear as one of her magic abilities during a turn. Basically generate terrain for friendlies. I love that ability. Yeah, she's a neat figure, and I like the idea of a female Trollblood. I was reading some interesting stuff about her. They wanted to make her an attractive female Trollblood. So that's kind of a difficult proposition. The sculptor was describing, like, yeah, that's kind of a tricky idea, but you know, she really is a neat looking figure. I like the stone. Zoom out there a little bit. I like the stone bits hanging off her belt. Really neat. And she was a lot of fun to paint. And I got some green runes inside her her hammer there. And yeah, her cape was a lot fun to color. Or paint, I should say. So sign some maroons and some purples, some violets to get the effect on her dress there. I gave her what is my kind of Trollblood themed decaying forest base. All right, so I've got a stump there. Those plants are carved from sprue, actually. The mushroom is green stuff, modeling putty, on top of the end of a flathead dress pen. The moss is white glue and baking soda, which usually is my snow mix. I put it on there, textured it up with a toothpick a little bit to give it a little bit of a grainy, grassy feel, and then painted it green and highlighted it yellow. So that's how I got my moss on there. And yeah, so that's my base, our standard base. In fact, for my Trollbloods, with the exception of Grim Angus, because I just think he's more of a rustic looking guy, so I gave him kind of a Badlands kind of basing. She actually matches the rest of my trolls in my war pack, alright, and that they all have this kind of custom base, which is Decaying Jungle, which these leaves and vines are made from green stuff, the stumps are made from green stuff. Again, it's the sprue plants, the mushrooms from green stuff, and you can see on my my Trollbloods, my trolls, I should say, my light troll war beasts, the same theme runs throughout the bases. So basically this is the beginnings, along with a thumper crew that I'm working on, of my Trollblood army. I also have some Pharaoh Brigands, which you might have seen on the channel, which I'll be bringing with my Trollbloods too. I've got the Nis Hunters who can come with them, so Rorsch and Brine, so definitely some other minions that I can field. But I've got a lot of Trollbloods that are and trolls that are waiting to be made and painted. But this is the core starting group, and I've got my 2 Impalers and my Axer and Janissa, and there we have Grim Angus, and that is my starting Trollblood army. And thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of the video. This is Garrison for Iron Kingdoms at War. Happy wargaming, everybody.